Are you spending money on ads, getting tons of leads, but still staring at an empty waiting room? This episode is going to break it down why chiropractic offices drop the ball after the lead comes in and what you can do about it to change that. I'm Dr. D. Welcome to another episode of Marketing 101 for Chiropractors. This week, we're just being real about marketing and the pain points of marketing as a chiropractor and clinic owner and satellite clinic owner and associates and all that stuff that happens with the business of chiropractic. I'm in it day to day, understanding the problems and trials and tribulations of marketing and growing businesses. And it's not easy, but what we have to do as CEOs of our company is decrease or reduce the amount of pain points that it comes up in business. And in marketing, it's a huge tool to help grow your business. It's an extremely vital tool for any business. And decreasing the pain points is one of those responsibilities as the CEO. And you have to remember, as the chiropractor or the clinician, that's not your role as a CEO. That's to help patients. That's just being a good clinician. Those are two different hats that we wear, of the many hats that we wear. And when it comes to marketing, the CEO has to be responsible for everything from the top down in their business. And whether you like it or not, or whether you call yourself the chief executive officer or not, you are the chief executive officer of your business, whether you're a sole proprietor, an LLC, incorporate, whatever it is, independent contractor. Whatever it is, you are the chief executive officer. You're the one that makes all the decisions in your business, and there's no ways around that. So let's be real today. Let's get through this and really hit the pain points about lead conversions. You're doing the marketing, whether it's referral marketing, whether it's networking, whether it's BNI, whether it's grassroots marketing, whether it's referral cards, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, Google search campaign, maximizing your search SEO, good website campaigns, lead follow-up, DMing in Instagram Messenger, putting out posts all the time, shooting videos, doing lives, getting the chats going, responding to chats, getting those new patients booked on your schedule. I can be here all day. Whatever way it is that you're marketing, these are trying to build leads and followers so that at one day they will call you and become a patient. The difference between a follower or an influencer and a lead is that when we're influencing or creating content, is that we're stocking the pond of our tribe for the future. We're getting followers, we're building a pond, we're building communities, we're building groups, we're building Facebook profiles, Instagram profiles, whatever it is. And we're building our following so that one day when the need comes for your service, the fish are floating in the pond. They know who to call. They know what pond they belong to. They belong to the Dr. D pond, right? So that's the whole point of that. Leads are different. Leads are direct marketing where you're capturing information in the real time of people that are searching for your service. Or maybe you got in front of them at the right time where they're like, yeah, I probably need that. And they gave you their information. So we really need to know numbers in our practices. And I have practices that I help through the digital coach where we get them maybe 100 leads per month. And this is not everyone, but some of the bad clinics will get 15 of them to ever walk through the door. That's a really bad conversion rate. So they have a high no-show rate. They delay the follow-ups with these leads. The leads get cold fast, and they have no systems in place to handle the volume if they do have a better response rate. So your front desk might be great with patients inside the office. That's why you have them and you keep them, but they're not a lead response team. And you don't have a lead response team. And for many offices in chiropractic, I would say 80% of them, they don't have the budget or the infrastructure to have a team for responses. But I'll show you some solutions to those problems that we're using ourselves that are really making a huge difference. So this typically happens because of a lack of infrastructure. And I've been doing this for 7 years with the digital coach, empowering chiropractors to build the infrastructure for their mega cities, their businesses. And the foundation is that we have to build the infrastructure of the marketing machine, the marketing empire, to really have this system of trains, automobiles, airplanes, jet skis, bicycles, walking, scooters, all the different methods of generating leads, whether they're small or fast, in this marketing ecosystem. This is what needs to happen and what we need to build. And we typically don't, because as entrepreneurs, we typically wear the clinical hat and the service hat first. They're our biggest hats. It's how we get referrals. We want to treat our patients the best. We want to get the best outcomes for them clinically. And then hopefully that stimulates referrals. Good business creates good business. And we understand that. But when we live and die on that, referrals can sometimes be plentiful and sometimes they can dry up, just depending on the season of the season. And the infrastructure means things like CRM or tracking tools that help keep track of all the leads that are coming in. Every single lead, every single call, everyone that contacts you, you have to track them some way, somehow. Then it's impossible to keep following up with these people. We have to have automations, automatic automations or text or emails. Some of you think you're building this in your practice and you're not. You have a text system where when somebody responds, or an email system where somebody fills out a form on your website, your front desk is that one-man show that's there to respond to those emails and respond to those texts in real time, in real text. It's not an automation. It's not automatic at all. They may be trying to be as quick as possible with this, but they will drop the ball as soon as the one email turns to 7 or the one phone call turns to 17. It's hard to juggle 17 balls at the same time. So we got to stop relying on handwritten emails, handwritten text responses, and spreadsheets to keep track of our leads. It doesn't work if you want to grow a business. You guys don't want to have 2 new patients a week. I've never heard that. No one's ever called me up, hey man, I just need 1 or 2 more new patients a week. Is there any marketing we can do to do that? I'm like, what? Yes. I mean, very easy and for very cheap, but that doesn't make, no one has that goal. It's usually 10 new patients a week, 40 new patients a month. It's usually a big number to fill. So that's completely different. And then number 2 is the poor handoff. Leads are passed from ads to the front desk with no context. Yeah, the front desk knows that ads are running and they know what to do when an email comes in or a notification comes in, but there's really no context into what to do with that. There's no system or procedure. There's no urgency or process to get them in the schedule. They may think there's urgency, but Friday at 3 p.m., they're checking out those leads that come in at 7 p.m., 9 p.m., Saturday at 8 a.m., Saturday at 1 p.m., Saturday at 3 p.m., Sunday at 4 p.m. No one's responding with them until Monday. That lead is now ice cold. And it's really tough. And then number 3 is the training. We don't take any time to train it. So I've been building this for 7 years. I'm like, I'm going to train these teams. This is going to be so great. And even though chiropractors contact me and sign up and pay month to month to get this going and train their team or them, they don't want to be trained. They don't want to be taught. The importance on their list is low when it comes to learning marketing. I know you all know that marketing is at the top of the list. It's in your top 3 as far as running a business. Clinical service number 1, rapport number 2, and then marketing number 3, or whatever vice versa you have that list in. But we don't have the learning phase. You don't want to learn it. You're like, I'm a doctor. I don't want to learn this stuff. And that's fair. That's a fair answer. I've come to terms with that one. Just because I did it and I got immersed in it and did it for my business and I saw the absolute fruits of my labor, I guess I can't instill that vision into every chiropractor to do it themselves. So building the tools can be absolutely vital and change your life, change your practice by doing this. 48 hours after a lead contacts you is pretty much dead zone. You've lost them. You've completely lost them. They're the emotion that made them fill that up in the moment because your ad hit the right spot at the right time when they were scrolling at 7:45 p.m. after dinner and their back was actually hurting them at that very moment. They saw it and you talked about back pain. They're like, come on, this is serendipitous. I got to sign up for this. And they sign up for this. And then you contact them 3.5 days later. They're like, they won't even pick up the phone, right? They won't even respond to your voicemail. And put up your hand if you've been there, every single one of us. So there's a few stages to how leads get fumbled that I've learned over the last 7 years helping all of you, is that we miss the contact window. It's actually 5 minutes. The literature shows this. The scientific research shows this. Psychology shows this. Everything shows this. So when a lead fills out a form or your website or anything, they should be getting an autoresponder immediately. Within 30 seconds, they should have an autoresponder via text or email, whichever way they contacted you, a response. Thank you for your inquiry. We will be right back with you as soon as possible. And you should follow up as soon as possible. So we need to have a really strong first contact. But what typically happens, it's a weak first contact. Like an email, it's a response, it's an auto text. There's no personalization, there's no confidence being built up in that. And then there's no real follow up with that. If they didn't answer, you pretty much gave up. You left the voicemail and it's over. But you can't blame your front desk. They were doing your entire marketing team in one person trying to do funnel all the leads that you get. And if you get 40 leads a month, that's a lot of workload for your front desk, because when the next month rolls over and you generate another 40 leads, they're not ignoring the 40 leads from March. Now they're calling the 80 leads from March and April, trying to get them in. But what happens naturally? The March leads die off. Your team stops contacting them and they're going from the newest to the oldest, and they never get to the oldest again. So you're literally burning money by doing that advertising. It's just, and this, you're in this hamster wheel and you don't even know it. You're like, I'm doing marketing. Yeah, but you're in this hamster wheel. And if you're not producing anything from it, at least some energy, maybe some kinetic energy from that hamster doing that turning, and you're harnessing the energy, at least something you're getting from it, I guess that's a win. But you're not even harnessing the energy from that. You're just spinning the wheel. And then just a bad scheduling flow. You just have bad habits that you've built in your business because you're a referral based service provider, like most chiropractors. You've learned that, hey, I get referrals. The phone automatically rings because people search. They go onto Google. They say, I need a chiropractor for headache. And that's what you think that they're putting in the search bar. And then guess what? You pop up because you're 1.4 miles away and they call your office. And you think, that's it. I'm going to have a great career just on that. And they call and they're searching for your chiropractor. You're the closest. You take their insurance. You hit all the right buttons on that first phone call. They're like, yeah, book me in. They come on in and you're on repeat. And you wonder why you only get 5 new patients a week on that. Because the pot isn't big enough to do that. And you're not the only chiropractor that's within 5 miles of their home. So there's a few different reasons to that. So we have a bad scheduling flow because you're not building your schedule for lead management. You don't have it. And I know this when I get the first phone call, when I help people after, a month, they're like, oh man, we're getting some no-shows. That really sucks. The leads are no good. I'm like, no, you don't have a schedule built to cover up for no-shows. I'm like, what happens if the no-show comes? What are you doing in the meantime? They're like, nah, there's a hole in my schedule. I'm like, why is there a hole in your schedule? You should be doing something else. So there's ways to do it depending on the advertising that we do. For one example, neuropathy, running that ad. We ended up learning very quick that we would double book new patients at the exact same time. Now, for many of you, you're having a heart attack right now listening to that. You're like, that's my nightmare. Having 2 new patients walk in at the same time, expecting proper care. Did it happen once or twice? Honestly, it happened once or twice when we were running all these ads. For the most part, we would double book people because the no-show rate on the type of ads that we were running for neuropathy was quite high. People just didn't know what was going on. They saw the word neuropathy, they signed up for it, but they didn't know how a chiropractor. And then they've read, wait, this is a chiropractic office? I thought it was a medical office. Like, how are you going to help with neuropathy? There was way too many limiting beliefs in that type of a lead, unlike a chiropractic ad where you're like, come in and get adjusted. They're like, oh, I know what that is. It's a little bit more social understanding to that. The next layer to this is fixing the funnel. What you need to do to fix the funnel. You need to fix the systems inside of it. Like, get a basic CRM, like Google Sheets and Zapier to match your leads to a Google Sheet. Keep Go High Level, Hootsuite. You can do these big ones. They're expensive, but Go High Level is the winner for all of these CRMs. You should have a Go High Level account. We set up all of our clients. We build it for them, and then it's yours forever. That's how we do it. Use autoresponders, immediate text and email replies when somebody opts in to your Facebook form, your landing page, your website. Immediate responder right there. And create a 7-day nurture sequence, text and email, that they get for just signing up for that. It should have a linguistic flow of just explaining your office and what that is that they can expect from the services you provide in your office over the course of 7 days. Could be a text and email on day 1, a text on day 2, an email on day 3, an email on day 4, and a text on day 4, an email on day 5, an email on day 6, and a text and email on day 7. You could do that. And that's actually the recipe right there. I just gave it to you on how to do a 7-day email sequence and nurture sequence on that for every lead that comes in. No one does this. No digital marketing agency does this. No one does this. You need to do it. Staff fixes. You got to train the front desk on scripts. I know it's whatever you want on scripts. We don't script. Everyone scripts. Having a script, having a blueprint on what to say is super valuable. Do you have to follow that script after you've mastered it? No, make it your own. But yes, on day one, you should be reading that script. Hey, Mike, saw you were interested in our $49 spinal decompression offer. Can I help you lock in that time? That's the phone call. If they pick up, there's no, hey, this is Brittany from Full Life Chiropractic. It's, hey, Mike, saw you were interested in our $49 spinal decompression offer. Can I help you lock in a time? Because you know that your automations already went out. They got the text, they got the email. Whether they saw it or not is not your problem. You did your job. That is the response. That's what you train your team. Oh, yeah. For you, the offer is what keys in, because when you do your Facebook ad, it says it 3 times in the ad copy, and then the headline is $49 spinal decompression, and then in the description, limited time offer, limited spots available. They read that, they know that, and they filled out their information and they sent it to you. So now when you pick up the phone, we saw you are interested in the $49 spinal decompression offer. Can I help you lock in a time right now? You're not catching anyone off guard. They're going to fumble. They're going to be, oh, you caught them at work, you caught them in the car, whatever. Oh, I don't have my schedule in front of me, whatever. You made contact. This cold lead is now a warm lead. They picked up, they responded. When do you call them back? When do you follow up? Hey, Mike, when are you going to be done? I'll call you right back. Oh, give me 20 minutes. That's typically what ends up happening. Or no, I'll call you. Okay, give us a ring. If I miss you, I'll call you back tonight at 6 p.m. That's it. And you put them on your 6 o'clock list for the day on the schedule, and your team does this. And now you've trained your front desk to be a machine on this. Got it? Okay. I'm not getting excited. You're getting excited. Set response rules for all this. Every lead contacted in less than 5 minutes has to. That's what the automations are for. So if you set up automations, you're automatically covering that. And you need to have a minimum of 6. Minimum. Don't just do 6, do 29. 6 follow-ups over the next 5 days. Minimum. None of you do that. You all fail. No clinic have I helped. Even the ones that I help, which is a failure on me as a coach, do that. Why? Don't have the systems, don't have the infrastructure, don't have the team. And your front desk person will probably quit in 30 days if you put this all on them. That's the reality, right? So how do we fix this stuff? You got to offer online booking reminders. So having that text go out exactly to your sched, your website, your online sign up platform, your TrackStat button, whatever it is. What's the other one? Review Wave button, your website, wherever they can online booking. You should have this for them. Yes, they'll book into your schedule. Yes, they're going to take up a spot, but you got them on the schedule. Use text confirmation and reminders. If you have any of those platforms I talked about, Sched, TrackStat, Review Wave, they automatically send out the 24-hour and the 1 hour before text. You can also set that up in your Go High level to automatically have that. And then have an incentive for showing up. Have an incentive for showing up. Everyone that comes in for their $49 thing gets this for a limited time offer, gets that for a limited time offer, whatever. A big thing that's worked with our red light is if they come in and they keep that appointment, they can have a second red light session for free, or a second red light session for little, which really is a setup for them to come up and see their plan, their red light plan or their weight loss plan. That's a great little thing for that. You can do that with Chiro too. Come on in and get your second session for free. Then on the second session, you're like, hey, thanks for coming in. This appointment's free. I just wanted to review everything that we found on day one. Come on in here. This is your plan. Are you ready to get started today? If they say yes, the first visit in the plan is all set. If they say no, you can counter that entire offer and say like, well, then I really don't know how to help you. If you don't do this, I don't know how to help you. And then you won't have, they're not going to be like, yeah, can I try the decompression again today for free since you said so? No one has said that, because now you've ended the relationship. You're like, well, if you're not going to sign up for the care plan, I don't know how to help you. Right? And you guys know this. Anyways, this is a different podcast for a different time. Conversions on day 2. Okay. So how do we reduce the no-shows? And guys, this podcast is because of the pain points that you've brought up over the last, 30 or 45 days. I'm making this podcast for you is reducing the no-shows. You got to confirm every appointment twice. So getting them on the phone is great because then you get that first confirmation and then you send them the email reminder or the text reminder or both. And you get that second confirmation. And the reminders are not like, hey, you have an appointment tomorrow at 9:30. See you then. It's, hi, Mike, reminding you of your appointment tomorrow at 9:30. Are you still going to make it? Yes, please reply yes or no. Get the engagement on the text. I never thought about saying this before. It's just because we do it. I'm like, I never thought about it. It does make a difference. You do get a 50% reply rate. 50% of the people will say yes. Use text, not just email. Use both. Text is actually better than email for this type of stuff, for this type of auto respond. People check their phones more than they will log in and check their emails. Remind them of the value. You're about to finally get relief from back pain. That could be a great email thing in there. We're excited for you to try your $49 spinal decompression offer tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. We are excited that you're about to finally get relief from that back pain. The emotional component has to be in there because they're going to be like, yeah, I guess I'm going to get pumped up for this too. And then have some social proof in your follow-ups too. You're booked for Tuesday. People love Dr. D. Check out what Jenna said and add in a testimonial. Probably a long testimonial via text is not a great idea, but via email, great autoresponder for that. You don't have a lead problem in your office. You have a conversion problem. This is the other issue. Maybe we're generating leads. Maybe we are generating those 100 leads, but you're only getting the 15 coming in. You got to fix your systems. And the same leads can become booked patients. So audit what you do right now from this podcast. Go back and be like, yeah, this isn't perfect. This isn't great. We got to go in here and audit this entire system. What did he say on that podcast? We're fumbling all the leads for sure. What happens after 60 days to those leads? Are they in some type of nurture sequence? Or are they still getting communications from you? What's happening? Are they dead? Did you kill them? They're dead. They're dead leads. What are you going to do now? Try and send them a random email? That's going to be cold as heck. That's going to be an ice cube right there, right? Find out where you're losing your leads. What's the response times, the follow-up times, and are they scheduling? Do you have a scheduling no-show issue? Do you have them just not booking appointments? These leads just don't book. Find out where the pain points are. Once you find out there, then you can fix those with systems, right? We've helped dozens of chiros double their no-show rates, increase revenue, double their new patients per month. If you want help, just hit me up. I'm full right now with clients, but it doesn't matter. It depends when you listen to this podcast. So always reach out. Some spots may open up. That's what I got for you this week. I hope that was kind of groundbreaking, a little bit of review for you there. The leads don't suck. You suck. Your team sucks. Your front desk sucks. Your office sucks. Your business sucks. You suck, not the leads. These are people that filled out a form and want to come in. And I know your stories. Well, we called him and he didn't even know what we were talking about. Yes, that happens all the time. Hang up, make the next call. I don't think we have the thick skin as service providers to do this. Otherwise, you'd be the ultimate marketer and you'd be working for an insurance company, selling tons of insurance, life insurance plans, and you'd be a multimillionaire doing great. Those are those salespeople that do that. You walk into a car shop, there's that one guy that's just the killer sales guy, and you see why. You literally they get people to buy cars. They walk out with a car. It's phenomenal to watch them. They're thick skinned. Nothing can rattle them. They know that the next person's going to walk in, in a few hours, and they're going to have another shot at this to make their commission. And that's really what it is. So when we say hats that you wear as an entrepreneur, they're actually hats. You have to treat them as hats. You have your ball cap, your construction hat, your visor, your golf hat, your sombrero. You have the hats. So when you put them on, you have to turn into that character and do the cucaracha. You have to do it. Or that's whatever. That's a cockroach. But you have to do the dance when you put on the hat. So when you put on your marketing hat, you're the thick-skinned car salesman. That's just the way it is. You don't have to be sleazy. You don't have to do it without integrity. But that's the hat you have to wear. Then when you put on your clinical hat, you're just the greatest chiropractor on the face of the planet. And then when you put on your CEO hat, you're the greatest CEO on the planet. You have to shift characters. You have to shift that. And it becomes draining the more hats you wear. That's the problem. So as you grow, you start delegating the hats. You give the sombrero to someone else. You hire a true office manager. Now they are doing the sombrero, the baseball cap, and the hard hat. You're keeping the clinical hat and the CEO hat. And as soon as you see yourself wearing less hats, then everyone can do those 2 or 3 things way better. But right now, many of you are in the boat of wearing all 24 hats. And I get it. You're the janitor, you're the uh, HR, PR, marketing. I understand. I'm there too. That's why I have no hair left. I get it. It's the same thing for me. And I feel it. And I know not many people can relate to you like that because they're not in it. I'm the only crazy one doing both of this, helping people on the marketing side, chiropractors on the marketing side, and trying to grow more satellite clinics. It's I don't know what I'm doing, but I get it. I feel the pain on that. And that's why I can have passionate podcasts like this and dig deep with you. You have to go back and fix the systems. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again. Isn't it crazy that it's, you say Happy New Year and you blink your eyes and it's like, oh, it's May, it's Mother's Day. Well, there goes quarter 1. We're in the middle of quarter 2 and you're still doing the same things you were doing since January in your marketing. And you're like, man, we've been fumbling 4 months of leads. And those are thousands and tens of thousands of dollars that you're just missing out on. There goes Q1. You're into Q2. Are you going to hit your 2025 goals? It will if you change the systems. So that's it. You don't suck. You're absolutely great. You're a wonderful chiropractor. You're a wonderful business owner. You're a wonderful PR person. You're wonderful to work with. You're a great coworker. You're good. Otherwise, you'd be out of business. I know this. So everyone that's listening, you're good. You're good at that. The saying you suck was just the emotional component that gets you a little riled up. I played lots of hockey. So you hit the teammates, you bump into them, you hit the opposing team and you tell them you suck. Your mama sucks and you suck. And then you get them riled up and the hits get heavier in the game and it gets more fun. So that's how this works there. You don't. You're absolutely wonderful. Keep doing what you do. If you need help, reach out. I truly love this. The passion is the help. It's the adjustment, right? I want to adjust you. I want to adjust your practice. I want to adjust your marketing. That's the value I get out of this. So I love it. You're not bombarding me. I just had someone call me yesterday and they're like, hey, I saved all your 10-day challenge emails. I'm like, those were sent out in 2023. She's like, yeah, I never opened them, but I need help. I'm like, that's awesome. Nurture sequence, right? I sent that out a long time ago. So we're going to do some more challenges, some more interactive stuff online. Get interacted in the Marketing 101 Facebook group. We are building the community on the side. We're still building it. And we're just going to invite all of you into it where we're going to be way more interactive and you're going to have easier access to files, easier access to videos, easier access to download rather than always going into Facebook. And we're building and we'll keep both going. So you're going to have both of those platforms going. We're almost there. A few more weeks away. We'll have that launched and then you'll have all your resources there. And then you'll have me in the community to just help you right there live. We can open up a one-on-one chat or we can open up a chat on the group so the group can see it and then they can learn from it. But up to you. If you want to keep it private, I'll help you there. It'll just be way more interactive and we'll have other people in the group helping too. So it's not just me. I can't wear all the hats. So we delegate. We'll have other experts in other fields in the chiropractic profession that can help you on that as well. So it's going to be a great community. And that's what I'm working on the back end. So systems, procedures, go back, review, have a great week. Keep doing what you're doing. Your community needs you.